And we're back with What's Ailing America, where today we're talking about our last hope, which is ourselves. And David Amos from Canada, please do repeat what you were saying, because this is truly amazing.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
I'm going to talk fast, and people can play it back on their MP3s. Mm-hmm. But it is important with regards to your concerns, Rebecca. All that said, you have a federal inspector general for Medicare. You also have one in New York. His name is Sheehan. Marianne will affirm that I talked to both of them last week at the behest of the inspector general of New York, Mr. Fish. Now, to stress test my thinking, I posted the link to the federal laws regarding the Medicare and how it goes to the states and other people, and how the feds are so concerned about fraud involving Medicare, and how everybody and anyone is obliged to report Medicare fraud. Now, I was helping Marianne with her concerns in Suffolk County, but what applies to Suffolk County applies to the whole world. Mm-hmm. So I posted the links to the laws and the Commissioner of Health of Suffolk County. Now, you understand the people in Suffolk County are susceptible to a vaccination just as anybody else is in every other county in your country. Mm-hmm. All that said, I will send anybody the links, because as soon as I posted it in a forum called the Swartz Report under Guardian 81 articles, it went poof so fast it'd make your head spin, and I knew I hit a nerve. But anyway, it's too funny. Now, anyone listening to this, you do not need solid evidence. All you need is hearsay or an inkling. Now, I know, as sure as I'm sitting here, Baxter is spending Medicare money. They're not spending their own. They're spending federal taxpayer money to create this stuff that you're concerned about. Anyone has the right to question, especially if they use the evidence that Burgermeister have, or young Alex Jones, or whoever, right? I'm the Canadian here. I was just researching this. Now, they can have the emails that I send. They should post them in blogs, forums, send it. And if they're not my links, and it's not my law, it's American law. When I posted it in the forum, I said, is a dumb maritimer the only guy that knows how to read? And as soon as I put it there, it went poof. And Marianne will tell you, I was talking to the Inspector General of Medicare of New York, Sheehan, and he's a lawyer, and I wasn't even nice to him. And then I was talking to the Inspector General at the federal level for Medicare, talking to his assistant, and we were real nice to him and talked to him for a long time, and he's supposed to call us back. He's trying to put an angle on it. We don't need an angle. You just go at him full steam ahead, mid-ships, like torpedo them. Just check to see what I'm trying to tell you, and I'll send anyone the emails, and rather than me try to copy down other folks' emails, my email is real simple. David, D-A-V-I-D, my name, dot, Raymond, R-A-Y-M-O-N-D, dot, Amos, A-M-O-S, at gmail.com. They send them to me. I'll send them back to them. They can forward them around the world with my blessings and thanks. Now,
well, I want to thank you so much, David, for what you're doing. And Marianne, we definitely need to get this information to Meryl Fisher. Meryl Fisher is somebody in Long Island. She actually was like the first spin-off of my public access show after they killed her father in a hospital. And one of the issues was Medicare fraud. They were charging her dead father like 6 times for the same procedure after they killed him. We definitely need to get this information to Meryl as well. But you see, folks, once you see how extensive this is, and it's not even just that they're committing Medicare fraud, they're killing the elderly, they're stealing their estates. I mean, it just never ends. Yes.
With your money. Now,
Exactly.
Anybody can see what I'm talking about. It's called the Swartz Report. It's a forum based in Suffolk County, basically. There's many issues, but they call it Article 81 guardianships. And in fact, I posted some of my emails pertaining to Bernie Madoff in the matter, and then I introduced the room to the Inspector General.
Okay, wait, we're going to a break. And we're back with What's Ailing America, where today we're talking about America's last hope, and it is us, people. And I'm so excited how this show is progressing. You're hearing all of these individuals that are doing whatever they're being led to do to stand up against these traitors these treasonous so-and-sos who are trying to destroy our world. And I just want to quickly mention, I was just sent a CD by a musical group. Their website is thelastditchstand.com. They call themselves Peacemongering Thought Criminals. They have excellent music. One of my favorites is called Useless Eaters. Somebody by the name of Sam Bryant just sent me a book called Income Tax Causes Crime. You see, there's so many individuals out there that are doing whatever they need to do to get the word out to the people about what's going on. And that's what we all have to do. Because once you see the extent of this, people, the massive suffering, death, destruction that's being caused by these individuals that are charging us for what they're doing, then we're going to stand up and say no. And I encourage all of you to watch the movie V for Vendetta, because that's one of my favorite movies. And we don't need to put a mask on. We can just get out there in the street and say, we're not going to take this anymore in a peaceful way. Okay, I want you to just close out, David, because we have another caller on the line. But I'm so grateful that you did call in, because you are a perfect person to have calling in for this type of a show. And I'm so grateful to you for everything that you're doing.
Dr. Carley, to address your two guests, Justin, I believe his name was, and Sheldon. Sheldon, we did talk to Dr. Judy Wood, Werner and I both. I do understand about scalar waves, directional energy weapons, Colonel Reardon, the old scientist Whitmore that come up with the idea of scalar waves. That said, Justin, I understand your feelings about AK-47s, but I wish we in Canada had the document your forefathers gave you, and that's the Constitution. And there is no need to use the cartridge box as long as you have the ballot box, the soap box, and the jury box. All that said, anyone can call me at 506-756-8687, and I'll fill you in. But I think any citizen has the right to file a lawsuit. It costs them $150, and sue the federal government with regards to Medicare and the abuse of the taxpayer dollars creating vaccinations that Dr. Carley's worried about. Now, I'm no doctor. I'm a guy that sues lawyers, and I'm telling you, there's something there because of the way they're making it disappear.
Right. Well, not only that, but we discussed in last week's show how they're using vaccinations to create things like serum sickness that then leads to renal failure, and then they put you on dialysis as a benefit for your Medicare until they decide to turn it off, and then you're dead.
But
so all of these...
whose money? That's the thing. Whose money are they spending? They're using your money to kill you with.
Exactly.
Dr. Carley.
Yes, go ahead, Justin.
All right, I was going to address what he just said. I agree with what you said, brother, but as far as the cartridge box goes, the Second Amendment was given to us because of if a tyrannical government ever broke out again, our forefathers knew that that's what it was going to take to overthrow these guys. And John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. said, those who make peaceful revolution unable will make a violent revolution inevitable. So
you know what the Victoria Cross is, sir?
Pushing. You know
what the Victoria Cross is?
The ballot box in this country is broke.
You know what the Victoria Cross is?
What's that now?
The Victoria Cross?
No, sir. What's that?
That's more rare than your Medal of Honor. He was the first Canadian to win the Victoria Cross in World War II was my father's captain. I'm named after him, David Hornell. I understand that sometimes there's need for war, but the word is mightier than the sword, and our forefathers fought for the right to allow us to sue lawyers. And your Constitution gives us a right to a jury in any matter over $20.
Well, when the politicians, the judges, and the lawyers are all bought and paid for, brother, sometimes you got to turn
back. Believe you me, I know it. I sued enough of them.
Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, I agree with both of you. Unfortunately, David, the courts are totally corrupt. There is no such thing as a court where you can actually get justice. That's my experience. I'm not saying not to sue because you make a paper trail, you make a point.
Yeah, I speak against violence. Violence is last resort.
Okay, I agree with you, and that's what Justin's saying, that's the last resort, and I agree with him, that if they're going to come to your house and kill you, you have to have a plan B. And I agree with that. Personally, I'm just gonna, try to educate them, but all of us have to do what all of us have to do. But what I'm trying to make people realize is that these minions are trying to destroy our world, and they're doing a very good job, but the good news is people are waking up. So I want to thank you so much for calling in, David. I'm going to call you, Marianne, now that I know you're safe there. We'll have a little talk. I hope you'll be on the show next week with Greg Fisher.